Good morning, my beautiful diamonds. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I just had to slip something on real quick. And I was looking at a video this morning, and it totally resonated with me and my heart. You know, you have a lot of adult children who they choose to go no contact with their parents. And yet when parents choose to go no contact with their children, people feel that they want to demonize you for it. And I'm going to share this video with you because, like I said, I was just woke up this morning and it's early. Slipped on my little hoodie real quick and whatever. Let me share this with you.
Hey girl, Happy New Year. Bring it on in. I decided to come on here and ruffle some more feathers on the no contact parental type of conversation. Adult children can say they're going no contact or they have already gone no contact with their parents, and it is justifiable and it's okay. The moment a parent decides to go no contact, or they're okay with you going no contact with them, then it becomes a problem. Make that make sense. You demonize the parent because now they're giving you what you wanted, which is no contact.
That's right.
Or they have decided they will no longer be your punching bag, and then society demonizes them or delegitimizes their experience, but yet they will make excuses as to why you would go no contact. And it's always blame on the parents. And I'm not talking about abusive parents, because I know some of us have come up in abusive household. I'm one of them. But what I don't understand is the ones who have not abused you. Again, I'm talking about the ones that have supported you.
Now, you have to keep in mind there's different levels to what kids consider to be abuse. A lot of these children feel that you're being abusive when you don't tell them what they want to hear. They feel that you're supposed to support them whether they're right or whether they're wrong. Now, when it comes to my children, I am their biggest cheerleader when it comes to them being right. I will support them 110%. At the same time, there comes a time when maybe you need to look at it from another angle. Maybe you need to, fall back and do another assessment. And you try to say it as nicely as you know how. And regardless of how nice you say it, if you're not agreeing with them, it's you don't know how to talk to anybody. You're not supportive. You're not very calming. It's hard these days trying to communicate with these millennials.
They've been there for you. They have stood for you in your right, your wrong. They have given you 170 million yeses, and the minute they say no, they become the villain in your story.
That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Because I recall in the living room having a discussion with my son, and he said, all I want is for people to agree with me. I want people to validate me. So, of course, I listened, and I said, okay, I understand. I do understand what you're saying. At the same time, unfortunately, I don't agree with that. Huge problem.
Those are the ones that I'm talking about. And some of y'all go no contact because you're losing in life and you're failing in life, but you want to blame your parents for all your bad choices and all the things that are not working out for you.
Exactly. A lot of these adult children have been abused from the relationships that they've had with men or relationships that they've had with their peers. They're not fitting in. Their life is not where they think it should be. And who is the first person that they choose to beat up on? It's always the mother. It seems like the one who stays is the one who gets treated the worst. And that's not fair. And if these adult children consider themselves to be fair, at least be fair, then you're going to have to kind of agree with what I'm saying and what's being said here.
And that's also not cool. And then you have these social media therapists and these life coaches and these perfect moms who think their relationships with their children are so amazing because they want you to come and do the latest TikTok dance with them, or they want you to sleep. They want to sleep in your bed, or your best friends. And that's great. I think that dynamic is amazing. But what I don't like is when you get on here and judge other moms because their journeys look totally different from yours. And children are not taught disrespect. But some of y'all kids are disrespectful, even the ones that you think are your best friends, but we don't want to talk about that. You just want to demonize parents who are starting to set boundaries, parents that are waking up from their slumber of being the punching bag for their children's abuse.
Yes, punching bag. Oh my God, I was trying to get a lot of these adult children to admit to that. You're taking everything out on your mother, and it's not fair. I'm not the one who told you to do this and to do that. You did that. You having difficulties making male friendships? How many times have I already told you men are not interested in sipping tea and sipping coffee with their pinky up? No, men like activity. Get involved in sports. Get involved in activities that men are involved in. They have their little beers, they do their little sports, they have their chicken wings, their pizza, and that's how they tend to bond. And once they start hanging out like that, just socializing on that level, it leads to them, talking about problems that they're going through. I know my brother. My brother has one of the most rough, abrasive, abusive, somewhat personalities. And he has 4 buddies. He has his 4 buddies that he hangs with on a regular basis. And how do they bond? Through sports, mainly. They're part of the same religion, but the way that they bond is they all are fanatics, like for sports. And their beers. They kind of drink a lot. They drink almost every day or every other day, but that's another video.
In disrespect when they don't deserve it. So, with that being said, I just wish you show social media therapists and you life coaches and you perfect parents would mind your business. That's what I wish that you would do. And also, to the people that always say, go to therapy, get healed. Listen, I think therapy is a great tool. I have been in therapy myself for quite some time to heal from all my
that's right, to heal from your childhood traumas. I've been in therapy, honey. I've had so many sessions, I can't even tell you. I've gotten to the point where I don't deal with social workers. I don't deal with counselors. I don't deal with life coaches. I deal with a psychotherapist who have a PhD behind her name. Actually, I have a man and a woman. I do sessions like that. I recently had a session not too long ago because I was feeling a little on edge, dealing with my family situation with this Jehovah's Witness organization. If we didn't have this organization in the middle of everything, we would have been like the Soul Food family. Soul Food, the series, 5 seasons. Check it out. We would have been past all of this nonsense. But you want me to respect your faith, then it works both ways. Like I said, my love language is reciprocity, reciprocation. I want you to treat me exactly, no difference, not even a slight change, exactly the way I treat you. Because you can't keep pouring from an empty cup. If I'm pouring everything into you and you're not pouring anything back into me, and everything with this Jehovah's Witness thing is one-sided. Everything is just so one-sided, very narcissistic. That's where I'm having a problem. I don't know what her problem is right now, but I suppose she's going through it too. So many parents are having issues with their adult children, where their adult children are accusing them of being disrespectful, and the parent is not being disrespectful. They're merely telling you the truth, the facts. What's the problem? Because I love you, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to be genuine and authentic and kind. I'll put kindness before being nice any day of the week.
Childhood trauma that I made sure I did not want to impose upon my own children. no matter what anybody says, because moms suppress their trauma because they want to be better than what they experienced. I know y'all missed that, but catch that tea. Yeah, I just think therapy is great. It's an amazing tool, but it's also based on what you take.
And also, when you go into therapy with your family, please put everything on the table. Everything. And no, don't exaggerate. Don't tell a bunch of lies. Because personally, I'm not going to go into therapy to waste my money because I have to pay the copay. I'm not going there to waste my money, my time. You look at my house, baby. I got clocks everywhere. I have, I think, 2 or 3 clocks in here. Because time is very valuable to me. I got a clock in the bathroom, 2 clocks in the living room. In my kitchen, I think I have 2 clocks. I usually wear 2 watches, and you got the time on your phone. I think I got issues, man. I need to address that because one thing I will not do is waste my time. So I'm not going to go into therapy to sit up there and tell a bunch of lies. No, we have to put everything on the table. And don't think that you're only going to do like 3 or 4 sessions and everything is supposed to fall into place. That's not how therapy works. That's not how it works.
From it. And some people will take those tools and they will heal and they will move forward and they will do better. But some of y'all take therapy and you become bigger manipulators, bigger narcissists, and some of you are getting therapy from broken therapists that have issues with their childhood also, or their parents. So how can they really give you a subjective, real honest opinion or the tools that you need to do better? No, what you're going to do is you're going to come out and call your parents a narcissist. You're going to tell them to be accountable. You're going to tell them all the things and not consider what they sacrificed for you. So, as in 2025, I want us to have a better perspective, more so as parents. And I never advocate for any type of family not being together or not having a great relationship. But what I will always advocate is parents demanding the respect that they deserve. Parents not tolerating disrespect because of their proximity and no longer being a punching bag for your adult children who have made bad mistakes and made bad choices and they want to blame you for them. Okay? All right. So, yeah. And I will go toe-to-toe with anybody in the comments who comes in there with a judgmental perspective and not having an open mind enough to see the parent's perspective because of your current parent journey, because it can change. Trust me. I know several people who have talked shit about me and they dealing with hell with their kids, even if they don't talk about it. Oh, yeah. And be ready for the new season for Mom's True Tea podcast. If you have not.
No, she's absolutely right. My question to a lot of these adult children who have issues with their parent, tell me, what is your relationship like with your children? Do your children consistently spend time with you? Or do your children want to be around you? You know, anytime you feel that you had a rough childhood, you're supposed to break the cycle. You're supposed to do better. Instead of sitting around criticizing your parents, let's look at your life. How are people treating you? For those who don't have children, are people treating you the way you treat your parents? It's called reaping what you have sown. These are questions that you need to ask yourself. Because I know I can't seem to get my family together. My son, we used to just get through it. We used to have issues and we knew how to work through it. But he's been letting his sister get inside his ear, and she's always been like the stronger one, and him trying to go back to this Jehovah's Witness thing. And now all of a sudden, me and my son, we can't seem to work through it. My son used to walk in my house. That boy was walking sunshine. Now, he's more like gloom and doom. And that's not who he is. He's sunshine, like his mom. I'm the bubbles in champagne, darling. I assure you that. Walking sunshine, rays of it. And that used to be my son. And I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, he's trying to get back with this Jehovah's Witness stuff, been letting his sister get inside his head, inside his ear, and we can't seem to fix anything. And that's never our dynamics. That has never been a problem with us. I want to share this with you from, you know who I love, 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 Joyce Myers. She had a really bad childhood, molested by her father. Her mom looked the other way because she was afraid of the father. And yet, let me share this with you.
My dad sexually abused me, and my mother knew it and didn't do anything about it, so she basically abandoned me to it out of fear. And let me tell you, I have spent my life dealing with stuff that he did to me. But when they got older, God asked me one morning when I was praying, he said, I want you to move your parents closer to where you live, buy them a little house, put them in it, and take care of them until they die. Well, I said, I rebuke you, Satan. I mean, I did. I thought there is no way that God would ask me to do that. But you know, when something is God, it'll come back around another time, and another time, and another time. That's one of the ways you can tell when you're hearing from God, is something just stays. It just stays. You think about it, then tomorrow you think about it again. Even if it's something as little as call somebody. Anyway, it's a long story short, but we did obey God, and I think it was probably one of the most powerful things against the kingdom of darkness that I ever did. There's nothing that defeats the devil more than when you're good to somebody who has not been good to you. My dad sexually abused me.
True. That is so true. And you see how God has blessed Joyce Meyer's ministry? God blessed her whole life. She has a husband that's like, what? He's a needle in a haystack. He's 1 in a billion. She was the heathen. He's the one who brought her to God. He drew her to God in Christ. And her parents, she went through it for years and years of being physically and actually, because you can't see use whatever, abused. And you see how, and in the end, her parents repented. They had serious remorse, great sorrow. He got baptized. Her father, the molester, got baptized, turned his life over to God in Christ, and begged and pleaded for forgiveness. Is that easy to do? Heck no. But she did it. And because she did it, she was blessed beyond. She has an amazing family. She had issues with her kids to some extent. She went through it, but they worked through it. Like I said, I know I could have worked through the situation and the issues that me and my family are going through. But with this Jehovah's Witness thing, honey, everything is just so one-sided. It's not about pouring into each other. You respect my faith. I respect yours. You preach and teach what you feel you need to preach and teach. And I'll preach and teach what I feel I'm commissioned to preach and teach. If you don't like the videos, don't look at them. I know when my son and I used to get together, we never talked about Jehovah's Witnesses, nothing. I even said, just to show you how much of a team player, can we watch the broadcast together? I didn't mind. He's the one that didn't want to watch the broadcast. I used to say, can we do the Bible reading? Can we just read the Bible? He didn't want to do that either. See, because I don't mind looking at the broadcast, because there's some things that they teach that I'm on board with, and then there's some things that I'm not. I'm mature enough to know how to eat the meat and throw away the bones. Me ask them to come to church with me, that's not going to happen. Just come with me to a fellowship meeting that may be in a church. It's not even in the church, it may be in the base. That's not going to happen. Everything is one-sided. And after a while, that becomes very, very draining. And you don't have anything left to pour. It's a lot. But like this lady said, I agree with her 100%. It's true.
Hey girl, Happy New Year. Bring it on in. I decided to come on here and ruffle some more feathers on the no contact parental type of conversation. Adult children can stay there going no contact, or they have already gone no contact with their parents, and it is justifiable and it's okay. The moment a parent decides to go no contact, or they're okay with you going no contact with them, then it becomes a problem. Make that make sense. You demonize the parent because now they're giving you what you wanted, which is no contact, or they have decided they will no longer be your punching bag, and then society demonizes them or delegitimizes their experience, but yet they will make excuses as to why you would go no contact. And it's always blame on
any time you have children who want you to just agree with me, validate me, praise me. That's someone who is not interested in having a friend. They're not interested in having someone to genuinely love them and care about them. Those are children who want a lapdog. They want you to be a punching bag, a lapdog, a puppet. I'm nobody's puppet, baby. I love my children unconditionally, more than words can describe. At the same time, I'm not going to put it with nobody constantly abusing me, treating me like, oh, you're always the victim. And the reason why a lot of these children want to be the victim is so they don't have to take accountability for the decisions they made as grown-ups and as adults. So they're always going to say, they're going to always go back to my childhood trauma or your childhood trauma. I don't deal with people who keep dealing with that childhood trauma, because Philippians 3:12-15 says, leave the past in the past. And they don't listen to Jehovah, Jesus, or the Bible. So it is what it is. I don't want to hear about your childhood. I want to hear about your relationships as an adult. As you was an adult, tell me about your relationships after you left home. I don't want to hear about your childhood trauma, because you're in the driver's seat now. You're in charge of your life. It's up to you to break the cycle. And when you have a parent that's willing to go into counseling, baby, you are blessed beyond blessings.
The parents, and I'm not talking about abusive parents, because I know some of us have come up in abusive household. I'm one of them. But what I don't understand is the ones who have not abused you. Again, I'm talking about the ones that have supported you. They've been there for you. They have stood for you in your right.
I did. I set goals for my children. I keep it posted. I wanted them to be God-fearing and on Jehovah's team. Check, check. Thank you, Jehovah Jesus. I wanted them to be educated and smart. Even though Jehovah's Witness organization didn't encourage me to give my children a higher education, I told the organization, this is for you. Yeah, my children will have an educated so they can progress in any business they choose. That was done. Well-spoken. My children are very articulate. And I wanted them to have careers, not just a job. And I also wanted them to know how to take care of themselves when I make my transition or in my absence. I know you're going to be able to hold your own and handle yourself. That took hard work. That took a lot of sacrifices. That took a lot of sleepless nights. That took a lot of me suffering with my own heartbreak, mental health issues, I don't know what mental health issues I have, because I don't think I have any. I went to my therapist, and she said I suffer from the broken wing syndrome, and that I'm very, very well adjusted, especially after all I've been through. But as a single parent, having two parents is hard. Two parents. Can you imagine being a single parent trying to pull all of this off? And you have children who grow up to be ungrateful,
From their slumber of being the punching bag for their children's abuse and disrespect when they don't deserve it. So, with that being said, I just wish you social media therapists and you life coaches and you perfect parents would mind your business. That's what I wish that you would do. And also, to the people that always say, go to therapy, get healed. Listen, I think therapy is a great tool. I have been in therapy myself for quite some time. To heal, will heal, and they will move forward and they will do better. But some of y'all take therapy and you become bigger manipulators, bigger narcissists, and some of you are getting therapy from broken therapists that have issues with their childhood also, or their parents. So how can they really give you a subjective, real honest opinion or the tools that you need to do better. No, what you're going to do is you're going to come out and call your parents a narcissist. You're going to tell them to be accountable. You're going to tell them all the things and not consider what they sacrificed for you. So, as in 2025, I want us to have a better perspective. More so.
Right. My main thing is a lot of these children are very upset with their mothers because their lives are not where they think it should be. That's not my fault. I'm trying to tell you how to navigate with people and stop being on your high horse. Stop being self-righteous. Show people that you have flaws. People don't feel safe or comfortable with someone who feels like they're perfect. Everybody else is the one who's doing the wrong. You're always the victim. Always the victim. It's never something that you need to work on. Oh, no, it's never that. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, and it's early in the morning. Anyway, yeah, so you get to see my face and all of the fun stuff about me. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. And for all the adult children and the parents, I always say, take it in prayer. If you have parents who are toxic, trust and believe. You have some parents, honey, that should be thrown not in the jail. They should be thrown under the jail. That does exist. And the best way to handle that situation is to pray for them, because the moment, and I mean the moment you start praying for your parent, Jesus Christ is going to handle that parent. He's going to handle that parent. But as long as you keep cursing them and talking badly about them and trying to assassinate their character, that's not going to work for you, baby. Matthew chapter 15, verse 4 shows you what must, not what should be done, but what must be done when you have children who refuse to respect and honor their parents. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.